Now here's a bit of a problem. This is a remote controlled socket which you can turn on with a remote control. So that's on. You can see the light's on. If I switch it off, light's still on. You can hear it click. It doesn't make any difference if I use the button. So I think that the relay contacts are frozen together. So let's take it apart and have a look. There's only 4 screws on this thing, and they are standard Phillips. So let's get those out. I've taken the screws out. Pop the lid off. Now we have a circuit board. Bent a bit of a funny angle. But a couple of screws to take out. Now we should be able to have a look at the other side of that board. See if we can work out where the relay is. I'm guessing that the relay is probably, yeah, there it is. So those 2 contacts there are the relay contacts, the 2 big chunky ones. Let's have a look. So I pull the board down, and it's not too complicated. It's fairly straightforward. Power, the white is the incoming live, which goes to this middle. Yeah, live is the middle terminal. Red is the switched output, and black is neutral. So on the neutral, we have a capacitor which is rated at 334K, so that's 330 nanofarads, I think. 0.33 microfarads. I'll check that. So we have the bridge rectifier, which is formed out of discrete diodes down here. Zener diode, a 470 microfarad 25 volt electrolytic, which forms the power supply for the little microcontroller there, which is a unknown name, KX002, date code of 1015, so 15th week of 2010, which would be about right. LM358 op amp, ceramic resonator, and a few other ancillary components, and a tuned inductor from its L designation. It's probably where the signal is actually received. It doesn't seem to be any sort of antenna as such on here. Not even made onto the PCB trace. So anyway, the problem is this relay, the contacts are shorted together. So even when the relay is supposed to be open, it's still shorted, and I think I know why that has happened. The reason for that is the load I had on it had a very high start surge current, because what it used to do was sit over behind my TV and have the TV, the amp, the Xbox, and a couple of other bits there connected to a multi gang power strip, and obviously on their own when they're running that's not really a problem, but the initial power up, the surge, I believe caused the relay contacts to weld together. and that's why it's failed. Probably not going to bother repairing this, because getting a relay like that, it's probably going to cost just as much as it would for a new one of these, because these were dirt cheap. They are Status RCS K09, rated for 2,900 watts, which is about what you'd expect to get out of a UK 13 amp socket. So yeah, 230 volt, 50 hertz, 433.92 megahertz, which is the standard frequency for pretty much all of these types of devices, like remote control sockets and garage door openers, things like that. So, but yeah, just an interesting, something different to look at. I may save the board out of this, because I could always build something else with it later on. It doesn't have to be mains powered, because that chip and all the other ancillary circuitry runs off 5 volts. All I need to do is remove this capacitor. I can leave the bridge rectifier in place, but if I wanted to run it directly off 5 volts, remove the capacitor. The bleed resistors, it has a bleed resistor on the back end of the capacitor, which is that little surface mount component there. I expect it's probably a 1 meg or something along those lines. And the Zener dial can stay in place, and it will run quite happily off 5 volts. I'll remove the relay and I'll just have a switched output which can drive a relay coil, which might be handy. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, useful for a project somewhere in the future. Okay, I've put this thing back together. It's in the off position, however the lamp is on. I'm just going to see if giving it a little clout with the screwdriver works. Oh look, the lamp's off. And that's fixed. I might use it for a low power application where there won't be much of a load on it, because that seems to have done the trick. I don't know how long it will stay like that. Well, there you go. If in doubt, give it a clout.